Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to be filming this today. And basically, I'm going to run through my everyday 1960s inspired eyeliner and eye look that I wear on an everyday basis, as well as my go-to 60s hairstyles. And this will be like the teased updo. If you're like me and you grew up idolizing Brigitte, Bardot, Audrey, Hepburn, Jean Shrimpton, and you also really love vintage films, especially ones from the 1960s, then this is definitely the tutorial for you. I really learned these techniques just by watching old films and studying iconic figures like the ones I just mentioned, especially Brigitte Bardot. She's my ultimate icon. And as someone who has hooded eyes, I never thought that I would be able to pull off a 60s cat eye or liquid liner at all for that matter. But that's really not the case. I have a hooded eye both on the outer corner of my eye and on the inner corner. So if you're someone like me who has that and you think you can't pull off a cat eye or a liquid liner look, then, you know, believe in yourself, because it really is just a matter of learning your eye shape and learning what techniques work for you. It doesn't mean you can't do it. It's just you have to work around it, that's all. I'm like a total beginner when it comes to makeup and hair. I'm not at all a professional, but these are tips and tricks that really work for me, and I'm really excited to share them with you guys. So let's jump right into it. Just zoom you guys in here. So, welcome to my eyes. I already have a base on. I basically just use a skin tint, some concealer, some light blush. This is my natural lip, and then some eyebrows, of course, because we all need a strong brow. The first step I like to do is take a highlighter, or if you have eyeshadow, you can use a light eyeshadow depending on what you're comfortable with and what you have. I use a highlighter. I use the Becca highlighter in Moonstone, and that's it, if you can see. I've had this for a really long time, and I really like it because it's a light, natural color, and it still has a nice iridescence to it. That's really nice. And I like to take a small eyeshadow brush with a pointed tip, and I dip into the highlighter, and I just like to put that all over my lid. And really, this is just to open up your eye and to give your eyes a little pop, because we are going to be going in with a darker brown above. And also what I like to do, since I do have a hooded eye, I like to go a little bit above my crease. And you can also put concealer first and then this highlighter or an eyeshadow if you really want an extra pop, but I really am just going for an everyday, natural, glowy, barely there, but still like, ooh, she's got eyes. I then like to go in with, you can either use a natural or like a light brown eyeshadow, or if you have a bronzer that you really love, that's what I like to use. So this is the Hoola bronzer by Benefit. I like to dip into the bronzer, and then I get a healthy amount on my brush, and then I just like to go above my natural crease, like that. And again, this is to get the illusion of both a higher eyelid and also some depth. And I also like to bring it down into my brow and into my nose a little bit. Again, just to give a sense of depth, and just blend it out with my finger. I just really love this shade. I think it's nice and warm, but natural as well. And then what I like to do is, I like to go into my corner here and just wing it up and out. Like that. Yeah. Pretty. If you want, you can take this down the nose as well, just to give an overall cohesive look. And you know, it's not too much. You're not going overboard. It's just to give a little hint, a little kiss of color, that's all. And boom. Now that both eyes are set with this sort of base look, we're gonna get into the liner. I am using Revlon Color Stay Liquid Liner. I usually use black, but I accidentally bought the brown one. And I thought I was gonna hate it, but I actually really like it. I think it gives again, it's sort of a natural warmth since I am someone with brown hair and brown eyes, well, brown hazily eyes. So I really love it, but you can use black. I usually use black. And I like this one because it comes in a pot and it has a nice pointed tip. And I feel like I have nice control over the product this way. But again, whatever eyeliner or liquid liner that you're comfortable with, you can totally use for this look. And so my trick for my hooded eye is to start a little bit below where my upper lash line ends. So right here is where it is, so I'm gonna start a little bit below. And I slowly work my way up. This is not a race, okay? Beauty takes time, take your time. Okay, so we have that as our initial line. And if it's a little messy, don't worry, it'll work out at the end. I go a little bit below where my eyelash usually ends because that way I bypass where my eyelid sort of folds. If you can, I don't know if you can really tell in the camera, but like my eyelid sort of folds right there, and then right below that I have the line. That way I'm starting out with a clear base and a clear line where that's not already being folded and weird. Because I see a lot of tutorials where it's like the eyeliner goes on the fold right away, and I just find that totally throws me off, and I'm like, ugh. So I like to totally bypass it, and then I fill in right on the eyelash to start making a triangle. Like that, okay? And then you want to start to fill in, and for this step you don't want to close your eye. The best way, especially for hooded, because our eyes are hooded, the eyeliner is going to move if you have your eyes closed and you do this. So you want to keep your eye open so that way you can see where the eyeliner is being placed and how it's interacting with your eye and your eyelid. Like that. Yeah, and you see there's already a difference, like I'm lifted, I'm one with the heavens, eyeliner to reach the heavens. I like to do a thin line halfway across my lashes. And I like to do only halfway instead of all the way because I feel like that really closes in my eye, and I don't really like that look. I want to be open and bright and sort of have that very, 60s big poppy eye look. So I like to do a thin line, and also you want to do a thin line because, like I said, since I have a hooded eye, I don't have a lot of eyelid space to work with. So starting off thin is always the best way because you can always add and it's fine. But if you start off thick right away, you're gonna have issues because if you need to touch it up or, do little fixes here and there, you have less and less space to work with. So always start out thin, and you can always build up if you want to. Cute. And then what I also have been doing lately is I have been experimenting with doing the inner corner here. And so this is sort of like a 60s fox eye hybrid. And for the longest time, I saw people doing the inner corner eyeliner like little trick. And I used to be so frustrated because I thought with my hooded inner corner, I was like, oh, I can never do that. And I really love how it looks. And I was so frustrated because I really wanted to do it. And I felt like I couldn't. I felt like it was a club that I could never join, could never enter, but it is. And now I'm in there. So what I like to do is you get an eyeliner with a thin tip, where your eyelid and the corner of your eye meet, that's where you want to start. You want to start right on the corner of your eye. Okay, I'm coming in a little closer so that way you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. So I'm starting right in the inner corner, and I'm doing a really thin, soft line. Just like that. And then you're going to want to look up, and you're going to want to fill in a little bit where your eye folds. Just a little. So that way it's cohesive. Oh, I'm just gonna look in the mirror quickly. So you can see what I'm doing. I just touched it up a little bit because it's hard to see in the viewfinder here. And this is very precise. You want to get up right close to the mirror when you're doing this, so that way you can be really precise. But yeah. Yeah, I think that works. Just like that. I'm actually going to add a little bit more of a wing here, a little bit more to my tail. So when I was adding right there, I added a little bit too much. But as you can see, when I close my eye, it looks okay. So what you do is you sort of look down like this, and then you just fill in to make a rectangle. So that way when you close your eye, it's fine and it's not folded or anything. And also when you close your eye, it doesn't look weird either. Everything's filled in, everything's looking good. So you can see the difference. This eye is elongated on both sides. It's not closed in. It's very light and airy, very 60s, very awake looking, very Audrey Hepburn, Brigitte Bardot-esque. And I love it. I'm obsessed with it. This is my everyday favorite makeup look to do if I am wearing makeup. It's my favorite look in the whole world. So now I'm gonna do the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, I put the eyeliner on the other eye. And now the final two steps you want to do for your eyes are to put on mascara as well as an undercoat of eyeliner. I think this really just brings more depth to your eye and really just makes your eye cohesive. So I like to go underneath. And this is really subtle, but again, I just feel like it just makes your line cohesive, especially if you have a hard time getting like the full lid fully covered with your eyeliner, if you're liquid eyeliner, if you feel like you have space in between the liquid liner and your eyelash line, then this really helps to make it full. And then I like to bring it down. I like to put it on my waterline, just halfway, my lower waterline. But this is totally optional. I mean, I just like how this looks with my eye and my eye shape. I think it, again, brings more dimension and more attention to the outer and really brings my eye out. Now it's time for the mascara. Any mascara works. I am using the Charlotte Tilbury one, the full fat lashes. I've really been enjoying it. So focus it. You want to focus most of the product on the outer lash. Again, bring your eye up and out. Rise and shine. Alright, mascara is done. I put a little bit on my lower lash line as well. I focus it mostly just in the center. I don't like to go way over here, way over here. I feel like doing it just in the center really makes your eye look more doll-like and big and open. It's like, so that is the finished, my finished everyday 1960s-esque eyeliner look for hooded eye. I definitely wasn't born being able to do this or anything, and I'm not a professional makeup artist. This is really just what works for me and my eye shape. So if you have a similar eye to me, this will definitely work for you. And, you know, again, just learning your eye, what looks good. I mean, sometimes, like, some people do eyeliner all the way down and it looks fabulous, or some people do eyeliner like all the way down here and it looks fabulous. But it's just not what I feel comfortable in and what I feel most confident in. So learn what you feel confident in, learn what looks good on you, and you're gonna look beautiful any way you do your eyeliner. Now for the main attraction, the hair. I get so many questions of how to do 60s hair, especially 60s updo, and like teasing and everything. And usually I would say don't be a tease, but in this situation, definitely be a tease. Teasing your hair is the secret to these looks, okay? And I know it sounds really scary and like, oh, I don't know how to tease my hair, like what is that? I don't have the patience, I don't have the talent. Teasing hair does not require talent. It does require patience, but it doesn't require much talent at all, so don't worry if you're like new to this or whatever. So what you really need is a teasing comb, or just a comb in general. This kind has like a double prong, like has thinner prongs in the middle and then bigger ones on the outside. But I've also used normal combs and it works just as well. If you have bangs, you're going to want to blow dry them, or just however you usually dry them. So they look, and if you want them parted in the middle or fully down, I'm going to try fully down because my bangs are so temperamental. I've just washed my hair, so that isn't really the best texture for teasing because you really want your hair to have some like grittiness to it so it really stays, but you can still do it. It's just a little bit, you know, tougher. So I like how my bangs are actually looking like this. This is giving me very Bardot, like easy breezy vibe. This is my natural hair texture. You can curl your hair if you want, or if you want to straighten it, or whatever you want to do. I'm just gonna leave mine the way it is because I want that everyday look that just, it looks like you literally just woke up and threw your hair up and you just look like an icon. And who doesn't want that? So you're gonna want to start in the middle, almost like half, like a little bit to the front, but mostly in the middle of your hair. And you're gonna want to brush it back. Okay? So you got something like that. If you have bangs, you're gonna get like that little doop. But if not, then if you don't have bangs, then ignore that. And then you're gonna take your thumbs, I use my thumbs, and you're gonna scoop the hair like this, all right? So you're gonna grab, it's like you're grabbing halfway through your hair, and you're gonna separate it like this. So it's like I have this top bit of my hair. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brush it out so it's manageable or somewhat manageable. And I know this looks crazy, but trust the process. Okay, so now that you have your Whoville hair, I like to separate it in half. So I take my finger and I just whoop, and then I separate it so that way I have a little bit more in the back bit than I do in the front, okay? And I'm just gonna, if you have a clip, that's when you want to use this. I do not have my clip, I totally forgot, but that's okay. So then you take this front bit, and you brush it again so it's nice and then you're gonna start teasing. And basically you just take your comb and you do downward motions through your hair. And you're just gonna wanna do this. If you have hairspray and you wanna use it, you totally can, or dry shampoo or something. I don't usually use hairspray. I don't like the feeling of it, so I just go in there like this. And if you need to brush up again and get a new hold on your hair, that's totally fine. And you're gonna wanna do this until you're satisfied. Again, everyone's hair, everyone's texture is different, so this might take you like 2 minutes if you have thick hair, or it might take you a little bit longer, like me. Okay, so once your hair is doing something like this, you're good. So you're gonna wanna flip that boop, to the side, and then you take this upper bit that you had before. So then you're gonna turn around and you're just gonna tease some more. Okay, so now that I have that bump and this bump to go on top, it's like, then you want to take your normal brush. I like to do the bristle brush just because it's a little softer than no other one. So you're getting this kind of thing. So if you're getting something like this where you have space here, you take your comb again and you go to the pieces that are up to the side and you tease them. Smooth down your edges. Be very gentle. Okay. Smooth down your edges, and then take a clip, any kind of claw clip or barrette, or if you want to use bobby pins, that works as well. Like whatever you have that you like. So I have this one here that I like to use. If you want to get one, I use the tortoiseshell one just because it blends with my hair nicely. So what you want to do is you're going to take your hair, slick it into kind of like a ponytail. Okay, you're going to gather up all your hair, and you want to try and keep the teasing in place. Yeah, like that. So I'm just lifting up in the back a little bit, and I do that by pulling right at the base of all the hair you gathered, right in the center, so that way you have a nice boof. Okay, and this is the end shape that you're going to want. Alright, so then you gather your hair into like a ponytail, and I basically do the same thing that I would do if I was just putting my hair into a claw clip like normally. Good? Like that. You're gonna get your claw clip, handy dandy claw clip, and you're gonna place it, snugly underneath, and then wrap it around and just press it into place. And I really love having like these little front pieces come down. I think it looks so romantic and just easy and very nice. That is the finished look. And then you can have so much fun with this. Like you can add little accessories if you want. Like you could add a headband like that. Oh my god. Adorable. Adorable. The 1960s are not dead. Or if you want to get really fancy, you could add a little tiara. Oh my god, my favorite thing to do in the world. Little tiara moment if you're into that princess core stuff. Cottage core, you could put in little flowers. Stick in a little flower there. Oh my god. So cute. And this is my first time actually putting flowers in, but oh my god. I love it. I love it. Oh! Like you wear this to a wedding or a date or just going to the supermarket. People are gonna look at you and be like, oh my god, did that girl go through a time machine or something? Gorgeous. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really enjoyed filming it. I hope I was able to give you some good tips and tricks for getting that 60s iconic look while still having an everyday modern feel to it. It just makes your look so much more pulled together and just living that 60s dream. I just love it. So subscribe if you want to see more fun content from me. I have so much content and video ideas in mind that I'm going to be shooting soon. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!